I haven't spoken about the gear and how the gear's holding up. One disappointment, I suppose, for me is the Macpac brand. You know, I spent good money on a really good jacket, and I'm also wearing my puffy down jacket, and I'll get some photos for you. But yeah, I noticed when I was tensioning the cord in the hood of my rain jacket that the little bit of, I don't know, fabric that attaches the little plastic clip thing where you grip the cord with, that's sort of almost tearing out. And I looked at it, I've never even used the thing, so you know, it shouldn't be tearing out. Now, it's a pretty easy fix. I probably, when I get down to Wellington, I'll get my mother or something to quickly sew it back into the hood with her sewing machine, but it shouldn't happen. And I got that jacket, this was the first item of serious gear that I got to prepare for the TA. So I got it over a year ago. There'd be no warranty or anything, and I also got it in Australia. I'm in New Zealand at the moment. And this puffer jacket, I just went to put my hand in the pocket and it got caught. And yeah, just manufacturing the fabric inside the pocket. It's like they haven't, the stitching's too close to the edge, and it may have never even stitched it properly. Like there's already a bit of the inside part of the pocket pulling away, which is a bit frustrating. The other thing I've noticed on my Durston tent, I always look at it when I was tensioning up my poles, because you've got to get good tension on it, and you hook the bottom of your pole through a little loop on the tub floor, and it's under a lot of tension. And I thought, oh, that little loop could start to pull out. And I was just looking yesterday, and on one side of it just started. So I had a tent repair kit, so I've put a bit of a Dyneema patch on the inside to see if it'll help it, but I don't know if it will help it. And I might start trying to pitch that tent and not actually hooking the tub floor down to the bottom of my poles. But I think the whole tub floor can sort of flop around a little bit and might not work too well. So I'll have to play around with that a bit, and I'll probably strengthen it on the other side, even though it still looks like it's intact at the moment, because it's just an area where there's a lot of tension for it. But the main thing is the Macpac brand. It used to be a really good brand. If you got Macpac, you were getting quality, and I was always prepared to pay a little bit more to get the quality. I feel like I've paid a bit more now and haven't got the quality anymore. There's 2 items and 2 failures, pretty much. G'day everybody, so just a shout out to Macpac in Palmerston North. Obviously I showed those videos with those 2 jackets I bought. One was a $430 down jacket, and the pocket wasn't sewn up properly, and a little toggle that just broke away out of my Macpac Travis jacket. I couldn't cinch my hood over my hat and that when it was raining, which was a real nuisance. They just took 2 looks at them and said, nah, we back our product, that's no good, and replaced both of them immediately. So there you go. You don't mind so much if you buy a product and you know the company's going to back it. So shout out to Macpac for doing what they did. All right, see ya. G'day everybody, just another quick update on the Macpac. Obviously I just mentioned there when I went through Palmerston, they swapped out the Macpac Travis jacket straight away. I shot off into the Araroa ranges, and it rained up there. I pulled my hood up, cinched it down over my hat so the wind wouldn't keep blowing my hood off to keep me dry. And yeah, later that evening I looked in the hood, and once again a second toggle had just torn out straight away. And pretty frustrating, because I'm not using that jacket in any way I shouldn't. I'm just using it exactly how it's intended to be used. But I've got to shout out to them again. We were in Wellington earlier today. We took it in a second time, and they just looked at it, shook their head, said not good enough, and they've just replaced it the second time now. So the only thing we can really do, we've had a closer look at it. My mum's pretty good at sewing. You can see the little picture I'm going to put up of my mother fixing that little part of the jacket, because we're not going to get it replaced a 3rd time. I just don't want it going again, and we can see what's happening. It's just a bit of a fault in the manufacturing, so we're just strengthening it up with a few more stitches of our own. It's not going to affect the waterproofing or anything. It's just part of the hood, so that's what we've had to do to get that to last. And I also put up some pictures not long before Palmerston. I wondered what was poking me just in the top of my, just below my hips, just on my backside. And I just noticed with my Durston Kakwa 55 pack, unfortunately the frame had actually pushed through the bottom of the pack. And I'll put some photos up of what's happened there. We all know Dan Durston and how he backs his gear. He just wanted me to double check that the frame was in fact in the channels, and it was in the channels. I managed to turn it inside out and show him some photos. There's like some little bungs at the very bottom where the frame sits in the channels, and it had actually forced its way through those bungs. He said he had never seen that happen before, but he certainly wasn't happy with it. So he's just going to replace the pack. I don't think it's anything I'm doing. I'm careful. Through height gear gets smashed, obviously, when you're on a through height, but I'm always careful. I always try and put that pack on and take it off and alternate between right arm and left arm, just not to overload things, and try and nurture it as best I can to increase the lifespan of it. But yeah, that really put me in a position that was pretty uncomfortable. I've had to do a bit of a temporary fix and just try and put some stitching up the side of the bung at the bottom of the channel to stop those frames sort of bouncing over to the little bit where it forced its way through, because they can't send me a new pack. It's Christmas time, and they can't send it. It'll come over on or after the 3rd of January, in which case I'll be well into the South Island, and it looks like I'm going to have to try and limp this pack through the Richmond Ranges as well, and then I'll be able to go and collect it from a person that's agreed to hold it for me down in Nelson. But, it is frustrating when that happens, but I can't fault it. You spend money on gear, and at least he's turned straight around, hasn't argued, said he's not happy, and he sent me a replacement free of charge. So, good to know that people will back their product, but it's a bit of a logistical nightmare now, because I've got to try and find a way of actually getting to Nelson, which isn't on the trail, to pick up this new pack when it arrives. But we'll sort it out, and we'll push on from there, and hopefully my dodgy repair will get me through. Anyway, that's the update at the moment on the gear. Everything else is going fine. I will do a little gear video just on my water filter. That'll be a separate video, because there's been so many people commenting when they see me filtering my water as how quick it is, and it's a brilliant little system that I've got, so I'll show you that as well. See ya.